Hi, this is Linked and welcome to this tutorial on Rimworld. This is the first screen you get when you open Rimworld. It's where you choose the scenario that you want to play. The first one is the Crash Landing. This is called the Classic Rimworld Experience, where you have 3 people. You can choose them from 8, or you can randomize as much as you want. So I'm not sure why they have this chosen from 8, but there are 8 people you can choose from, but you can randomize as much as you want. You start with a decent amount of both resources and equipment, and you do have some basic research completed. For instance, you have electricity, which is nice because you can start off right from the start with some kind of power and some kind of heating and stuff like that. The next one is the Lost Tribe. Here you start with 5 people, and that might sound as if that's going to be a bit easier, but you do have less equipment from the beginning, less resources, and to make this even worse, you have less technology. For instance, you do not have the electricity. That means you have to do a lot more research, and the research is slower in this scenario. So it's a lot more difficult to survive. The Rich Explorer is another scenario where you start with only 1 person. You do have some extra research, for instance the gun turrets, and you do have a decent amount of resources. But this is quite difficult since you do lack some skills, as it's pointed out here. And then you have the most brutal experience, the naked brutality. You start with 1 person with no skills, no equipment. You are naked. Actually, you are all alone, naked on a strange planet, and you didn't expect to be here. So that's the most difficult one, and only recommended for experienced players. For the rest of this tutorial, I'm going to use Crash Landed as a base point, so we're going to move on with that one. The next thing you have to do is to choose 1 storyteller. This game is a little bit different than other games, because here you are gonna play a story. So the game will be different every single time, and that's what makes it interesting. You have 3 different storytellers to choose from. You have Cassandra, who is the basic, the most traditional way of playing a game, where all the things that she puts you through, all the events that she creates, is increasing in level and intensity as the game progresses. So it starts out fairly easy and gets more and more difficult. And then you have Phoebe Chillax, which is a more laid-back way of playing, more peaceful, and there could be a lot of time between all the events, so that you always should be able to recover. And then you have the most challenging one, Randy Random. It's maybe the most realistic one too, because it doesn't consider where you are at your strength. He just picks a random event and throws it at you. And sometimes you are lucky and get a lot of good stuff. Sometimes you are very unlucky and you get some tough things right from the start. And within each of these you have different kind of difficulties, going from peaceful and all the way to merciless. For this tutorial, to make sure that I get the time that I need to do everything I need to do. I will do a Phoebe chillax, and I will go with a builder. The last thing you need to choose is what kind of game mode you want. Commitment mode means that you can only save the game when you quit the game. So there will always be just this one save game and no reloading of saves. And the other one is to reload anytime. I'm going to choose this since this is tutorial. And then I go next. Here you have the creation of the planet where you want to be. Glow coverage is how much of the land or how much of the surface of the planet that is going to be generated. As a standard is 30%. The seed, here you can type anything. You can, if I type tutorial, I will get a certain seed and it will be the same thing every time. Or I can just click randomize seed and it will be from that. It will just choose a name, a seed, every time I click. And then you have adjustments of rainfall and temperature, how wet it's going to be and how warm or cold it's going to be. And I hit generate to generate this world. And it takes a little while to make the world. And the next thing we're going to do is to choose a spot. This is the world as it was created. And you have right here, you have some different biomes that we're going to look at. Way up north, you have the two kinds of ice that we have. You have the ice sea, which is usually very cold, and there's not much resources to be found out here. And then you have the ice sheet, which is there is land under here, so that is why you can find mountains and stuff around here. Moving downwards, you see that we have different colors. This one here is the tundra, and you can get in this area here. You can see what kind of temperatures you will be facing here. If you click this terrain button, you will see what kind of terrain is in that exact spot. This one is flat. You will find stones like sandstone, marble and limestone, and this is the temperature. The growing period will be 20 of 60 days, so it's a short period. And how wet and how much berries you will find, and whether animals can graze or not. So this is a quite harsh area to start in. This one, the desert, is just as harsh. Again, you can see what kind of stones and terrain you will find there. This one here is the boreal forest, which is a little bit easier, but still a very hard way to start. The easiest you get is probably the temperate forest. Here you will find a lot of wood, a lot of trees, so that you will never be out of wood, and that is very convenient. This has the same thing, but it's more like a jungle, and you have a lot of animal life, and you can get a lot more diseases here than you would in a boreal forest. Sorry, in a temperate forest. And then the last one, I think we've been through all of this, is the arid shrubland. What will happen here is that you would choose one place where you would start, and you can do it by clicking and say you want to start here, or you can select a random place. You will also see that there are some markings around on the map, and these are other factions that you can trade with, that you can fight with, that you get problems with or quests for. Okay, so Now it's chosen terrain mountains, and I think this could be an okay place to start. So we just hit next. The next thing we do, we choose our 5 people. No, sorry, but this one crash landed. It's only 3 people. And there are many things that you need to look at when you choose your people. First of all, you need to have people that work together. The first thing you look at is the age. The older, naturally, the weaker. I don't know if there's an ideal age, but they should be above 20-ish, so that they get the adulthood backstory, which can give more benefits or possibilities into the character. Okay, this character has asthma, which is bad. The health is something you should look at. If the age and the health are okay, then you can go ahead and look at the skills. This one I wouldn't choose. It could be interesting, but he has asthma, and if I want a good start, probably not the one I would choose. But he's a good shot, and he has a good medical skill. Okay. This one, on the other hand, 41, no health conditions. This is interesting. He has nothing that he's incapable of. If you notice this Redfields, he was incapable of intellectual. See, he has no skill there. Animals, artistic, or plant work. So artistic and plant work are gone together with the intellectual. So what I don't understand is why he has animals, incapable of animals, but still he has a skill of 4. Does he have something here? It's gonna give him that. Okay, that puzzled me a little bit, but okay. He's incapable of it, but he has a passion for it, so he's interested. Okay, a little bit of a weird happening there, but this one is actually interesting. What's might be a problem here is this annoying voice. He tends to irritate people. They tend to dislike him, but I'm gonna take him there anyway. He has a good melee skill. He's artistic. Construction, he will learn to construct fairly quickly because of this. You can see that these flames here, they indicate what kind of passion he has for that skill. For instance, cooking, he doesn't have that, so you see that he learns for 35% speed. But this one, construction, where he has 1 flame, he's interested. He learns at 100% speed, so that's close to 3 times as fast. And then you have this one, the melee, which has 2 flames. He learns it at 150%. And this is a skill of 20, which is max. So he's a good fighter. He has artistic. He's gonna be an okay constructor. So if I don't find a good constructor, he could most definitely do that. Okay, then we have this one, which is interesting. She has a stab scar, but it's not so bad in her right leg. But she has a very bad incapability, and that is violent and firefighting. If the base is starting burning, she won't do anything about it. Combined with this one, which is yeah, this is bad. And she's incapable of violence. That means she will not help if there's a fight going on. So I'm not gonna keep her either. This one is interesting. Here you have someone who can do crafting. Doesn't have the great skill, but she's gonna she's gonna find that very quickly. Misandrist is a little bit bad. She really dislikes and distrusts men, but she has a good social skill and she has a good potential in crafting. She's good in melee. I'm gonna put her up here. She's not absolute, but I'm gonna put her up there. Okay, she is a little bit to the old side, but not too bad. She's a good shot. That's very good. She's a good cook. Also very good. She's very good with animals. She can't do any firefighting or any medical thing or any plants. Not necessarily a problem. Okay, so I'm gonna put her up there. She's interesting. The chemist. Oh, this one. But he's old. He's old, he's a bad spine, so he's a bad back. He will never clean. He will never do any hauling. But he would be a good doctor and intellectual. That means he can do the... and good cook too. She was also a good cook. You know what? I'm gonna put there. Nurse, medical. Oh, this is an example of someone we are not gonna choose. He is addicted to go juice. Huh. So this is not gonna be someone we're gonna pick. So I'm gonna do, just to show that part too, you can randomize here. And the first one I get is actually quite good, except that he's incapable of violence. So I'm not gonna do that. Oh, another good old gunshot in her head. So, interesting. What I really need, I need some, oh, too much incapable of animals. Was very young, you can see only the childhood shelter. The skills are a bit low, but he loves animals though, so that could be interesting. And there we have artistic mining and shooting, melee, construction. Yeah, this is a very... She's nervous. She's... okay. Jealous. But she has a lot of interest. She can learn. She can fill almost any kind of position, you know. I actually think I'm gonna take her and let it be with this. Okay, then I have my 3. I don't have anyone who does plants. That's bad. That's bad. That's very bad. Do we have? I don't have anyone that does plants. I want someone who does plants. Okay, she can do plants. Plants, she can do plants. Take her. Is this the guy? Oh, we got the ex-wife. That's not good. But she was very good though. She was very good. He's 41. She's 26. Ex-wife. Okay. No health condition. You know what? I'm gonna take her and let that ex-wife thing play through and see how that is, because she's actually very good. She doesn't have the highest skill in most things, but she's very good. She's gonna be the planter too. Okay, so we're just gonna start this one. You see, this button is because I have a mod installed that allows me to prepare carefully. That means I can actually go in and I can adjust whatever I want. But I think I have whatever I need in this, so we're gonna start it. And now it's just gonna generate a map and put me in there. And that was kind of the first step of this tutorial. So there will be another tutorial where we go on and we look at the layout of the base when we're gonna start. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and get the next episode when that comes out.